liked it, and let me know what you guys think. I needed more 3-count cupcakes for the case, and 'tis the season, so we're doing some Christmas cupcakes today. I decided to do each cupcake with a different design, and they're all pretty simple. This first one is going to be a wreath, and I just started piping bows on cakes and cupcakes, and I love them. They're so cute. I need to find a way to incorporate more bows after Christmas is over. So that's the first one, very fast and easy. And for the second one, I'm going to use the same piping tip, and we're going to make a little Christmas tree. I also piped on the tiniest little star at the top, and then it got some ornaments very similar to the ones on the wreath. I tried to space them out nice and evenly, and I also added some little candy pearls to this one. That was it for the tree, and this last cupcake design I think is my favorite. This one's going to be a poinsettia, and I also just realized that it's poinsettia and not poinsettia. I don't know why I thought there was a T in there, but there's not. Someone please tell me that I'm not the only one that thought that. Please. Anyway, there's my Christmas cupcakes. What do you think? These cookies have made me shed tears before because macarons are one of the hardest cookies to bake. But today, I am making them for my husband to give to his coworkers as a Christmas gift. I made a ton of these to sell at a Christmas market last year, shortly after I had learned how to make them, and it was a very time-intensive and frustrating experience because the tiniest thing can ruin a whole batch of macarons. But I feel like I have since gotten them down pretty dang well, and I do enjoy making them. And I feel like they would make a nice Christmas gift because they're a little extra fancy, and you can decorate them to make them really cute and festive. And that's exactly what we're doing, and we're dyeing these babies brown because we're making gingerbread macarons. After almost losing my batter, I piped out like 6 billion individual cookies. Then you have to let them rest so that the tops can get dry, and then you bake. And afterwards, peeling them off the mats is one of the most satisfying parts. I filled them with a gingerbread buttercream, and then I piped on their little gingerbread faces with a few different expressions, and that was it. Now I just gotta give them away. What do you guys think? I know Christmas is over, but I still have Christmas cakes that I've made and haven't posted, and by golly, I'm gonna post them anyway. And this one was actually a request from one of you guys. On this cupcake combo thing, they wanted to see a snowman surrounded by snowflakes. I decided to make the cake just the snowman's head, and I gave him a little beanie to wear, and then I got started on his face details. And I'm not gonna lie to you, he was having a bad eyebrow day. I piped and removed this one eyebrow 3 separate times. And if you're thinking to yourself, wow, the final eyebrow looks very similar to the first attempt, you would be correct. It was different to me, okay? I think its ankle was better. Anyway, once I was all done with
Por el anime dijo a mí que tú estás así.
Ay, Dios, que tengo fiebre, hombre.
Y eso es lo que el anime dice a mí entonces, que tú dices que estás así.
On top of the cupcake, press it upside down onto some parchment,
Exactamente.
chill it for a bit, and then remove.
Pero Dilani no es fácil, como me llama ella a mí, dije que tú estás así.
Buscame una pastilla que tengo fiebre.
Last minute,
Ay, déjame buscarte una pastilla.
This is the last of my late Christmas cakes.
Y a Sora que está la mujer.
I did make it before Christmas, but I just never got around to posting it.
Dime, Nicole.
Ven a beber conmigo aquí.
No, señor, yo no voy a beber, Nicole.
Ven a beber conmigo.
Yo voy a salir, vengo ahorita, mujer.
I was in a gingerbread phase this
Si
Christmas.
tú no cuidas tu
¿Y
mujer,
qué es esto, Dios mío?
Similar gingerbread
alguien te la va a cuidar.
Aguántalo, Nicole.
Dime, Ariel,
Also
¿te vas a
really
quedar
simple to
conmigo,
do.
bebé?
I just finished
Mira,
the
Nicole,
face
búscate
off
una
with a
gente para que
cute
te
little
acompañe,
Hawaiian
porque yo me
accent,
voy.
and then I tried to
Que me
jazz
busque
up
una
the
gente,
sides
tú
of
estás
it.
diciendo.
Also, I know
Exacto.
my finger looks really dirty, but
Está bien,
it's just
Nicole.
black.
Este que me va a acompañar a mí aquí a
Bye,
beber.
bye.
They don't call me the messy
¿Qué
baker
fue,
for
Daniel?
nothing.
Vete.
And by they,
Aguántalo,
I mean,
Nicole.
it's
Pero
just
vete que tú me dijiste que me
Anyway,
busque
what
la
do you think about
compañía.
this guy?
A eso se le ve que está malaiga, mujer.
Con este que yo voy a beber hoy.
No, señor, tú no vas a beber con él, porque yo voy a beber contigo, Nicole.
One is that they wanted kind
Claro
of a
que
lot
sí,
going
mujer.
on this
El que
cake,
tenga
and you see
tienda,
all
que
the
la
different elements that they wanted
tienda.
to
Anda.
just written out on the paper.
Yo te
It
mando
can be kind of hard to
canción,
imagine how you're
Aguántalo, que yo
going
me
to
voy
tie
a
it all
beber con
together
mi
in your
mujer.
head.
¿Qué
And
es
that's the
esto,
other
Dios
part that made me
mío?
nervous.
Sí, me lo
Because it was a
Nicole.
few different elements to incorporate, and I didn't
Qué
know how much
susto.
I trusted my own abilities to make it all come together cohesively and lovely and gorgeous. So we have a chocolate cake iced in chocolate buttercream with a filling of caramel whip and caramel drizzle. And then for decorations, they kind of just picked a couple elements from other cakes in the case that they saw and liked. So they wanted a chocolate buttercream rope border with these crushed chocolate and white chocolate curls around the border, Reese's candies on top, and Happy 70th Mark written in red and green because it was just a couple days after Christmas. I decided to add the extra caramel drizzle on top because I thought it would help tie it all together and kind of look peanut buttery, and this was the best of my abilities. I'm making some stacked cupcake cakes because we needed them for the case, and I had a handful of designs to choose from, and I went with these two because I thought that they would be some of the cutest. Because there's some designs in there that, if I didn't see the name of them, I may not know what they're supposed to be. They're a little mysterious, a little unattractive, but let me know if you want me to give them a try, because I will. But like I said, today I'm trying to go for some of the cuter ones. So first up, we have this little monster. I decided to make him blue, and I gave him some little orange horns and a party time cupcake ring. I think he turned out kind of adorable. And then for the next one, I stacked the cupcakes in almost the same exact way, and I'm gonna make a rainbow. So first, I had to base ice it and get it nice and smooth to help create that rainbow shape. And then I just went in with all my rainbow colors. And yes, I did leave out indigo, okay? I'm sorry, Rainbow Police. And the cupcakes are more dome-shaped than I would like them to be, but I just tried to cover it up with some more red. But what do you think of these? A little while back, I posted a video of the fastest cake to make at the bakery, and this is the other version of that. Both really quick, both Boston cream cakes that get this custard filling, but the first one was chocolate cake with fudge, and this one is white cake with strawberry. And honestly, I haven't tried either of them, but if I had to pick, I think I would choose this one. Because first of all, I prefer white or vanilla cake over chocolate, and second of all, it gets the vanilla whip on top that is delicious, and it also gets a strawberry glaze that smells delicious. But like I said, they're both very quick to assemble. So they're obviously not going to be like the most gorgeous cake that you ever feast your eyes on, but I think they look like they taste good. Which is also important. But yeah, this one gets the vanilla whip on top, and then you go and cut up some fresh strawberries, which is why this one takes a little bit longer than the chocolate version. Then you go in with the strawberry glaze, fill in all the nooks and crannies, try not to mess up that top border, and that tops it all off. What do you think? Today, we're doing some experimenting, and that experiment is color-changing roses. And all that basically means is that I have 2 piping bags with 2 different colors, and once I complete the first few petals with the first color, I'm going to take that piping tip and swap it onto the second bag. And that just creates a nice color change gradient to my rose petals. So this is where I'm doing that piping tip swap, and I had carefully rested my rose in my makeshift flower nail holder. And then you just continue piping as normal. And these colors are really 2 shades of the same color. I had tried it on one flower before this with 2 more drastically different colors, and I just did not like how it turned out. But this way, I think it gives you a really nice, natural-looking rose with the petals getting lighter as you go down. Is it very subtle? Yes. Are you underwhelmed? I hope not. Was it worth it? I don't know. I mean, I think it's pretty. You be the judge and jury. Let me know what you think. But I did like this cake overall, and it sold fast, so that's good.
¿Cómo que tú no entiendes?
When somebody comes in to order a cake and I ask what kind of decorations they would like, and they say, just make it pretty, this is my go-to.
Ni la que
Kind
dice
of selfish of me because it's a pretty simple design, and it's honestly pretty fast too, but I do think it's really pretty, so that's all just kind of the
¡Esa misma! Oye,
all you
oye,
have to do for it is go around the border
pues dile a alguien
and
entiende más que el
some
país.
rosettes and swirlies and globbies, just whatever
la
you
puya.
want.
Oye, hueso,
For this one, I decided to do a shade of this dusty, muted pink, and I really like it. My only touch for it is kind of a sprinkle. I did use various sizes of pearls, and I just think it really kicks it
esa
up.
misma,
I guess I could have done something.
Pero por Dios, Nicole.
La niña chica, usted no va para la calle.
Nicole, pero que tú me quieres tener amarrado aquí entre la casa, hombre.
Le estoy diciendo que para la calle usted no me va. Esta es la única forma y manera que yo tengo para que usted esté aquí en la casa.
Pero que-
Amarrado.
Yo soy un buen hombre.
Y yo soy una buena mujer. Y por eso usted para la calle no me va. No
Esa fue
me
la
va.
enseñanza que te dio tu mai.
Sí, y buena enseñanza que ella me dio fue esa, ¿eh?
Tú no tienes
Tenerte aquí
salvación.
en mi pie, en mi casa, amarrado, sobre mí.
Tú no tienes salvación,
El
Nicole.
que no tiene salvación eres tú, que quieres parar el día entero en la calle haciendo nada.
Dios mío, ilumina la
Que te
persona.
ilumine a ti, que te falta más iluminación que a mí.
Esto es parte del alma, Dios mío.
Es que parte de la eres tú que piensas que yo soy pendeja, ¿eh? Que te dejes salir a ti para la calle, en donde tú sales de que un ratito y duras 6 horas en la calle haciendo nada. ¿Qué tú
Nicole.
piensas que soy pendeja? ¿Qué?
¿Qué es esa vaina que hace de ti, mujer?
¿Qué?
¿Qué es lo que hay ahí?
Birthday party gathering.
Ya se me fue el comío ese, pero tú a ver, yo lo voy a agarrar.
So I decided to go with the mountain biking theme because it's one of his favorite things to do and he's pretty killer at it, though he has fallen off a minor cliff or two. I tried to buy a little bike toy to put on here. I mean, I went to 3 stores, I called 2 more, and nobody had one. So as a last resort, I sculpted one out of fondant, and I had never worked with fondant before, so it took a horrendous amount of time, and I ended up hot gluing it together. Luckily, I made that the day before too, or else I would have really failed this imaginary baking challenge. I really don't know how they do it, but I was only 20 minutes late to dinner. So, color palette generators are a thing, and today I'm going to use it to help me design this cookie cake because it's fun and it knows what colors go together better than I do. So this is the color palette I'm going with. I mixed my little heart out and I tried to get the colors to match as much as my mere human abilities would allow me. And then I didn't decorate this cookie for a day or two, and some of the icings got a little air bubbly. I don't know why it does that when you use a lot of food coloring sometimes, but it's not as satisfying as I would hope. And honestly, if I just mixed them up a little bit more, they would have been perfectly fine, but I didn't. And this is actually my second time using a color palette generator for a cookie cake just like this, and I just think it's fun, and I wanted to do it again with some fresh colors. So basically, I just piped my dollops on in the same order that they appeared on my phone, and then you just kind of drag them out. Easy peas, and then to fill up the center a little bit more, I just piped on Happy Birthday, also in the alternating colors, and that was it. So, just to